But first I'd like you to take a look at this little lot. This is what I think fairly representative of the type of bikes that we see on the roads these days. These are all fairly common motorcycles, if you like. This is a Yamaha Fazer here at the end, FZS 600 Fazer there with a Thundercat engine down there. Sort of no-nonsense, sort of semi-custom, semi-retro sort of street bike type thing with a little half fare in there. Next to that, huge big giant trailer, Honda Varadero, becoming very popular in Europe now because they're comfortable and they will cover huge mileages. A scooter, lots of scooters around these days, especially in the cities. This little Gilera runner there, very, very popular now, especially in the cities. Here, for many people, what is the ultimate sports tourer, a Honda Blackbird, a CBR 1100 XX. Fantastic performance, fantastic comfort, good weather protection. You could go anywhere on that, you could sit on that all day. Here's another Fazer just to show you how popular they are. And of course at the end here, Honda's CBR 600. For many people, the definitive 600cc sports bike. But I want to talk to you about this one over here because this is completely different. This is the odd one out. Do you know why? Because it's a naked bike. It's got no plastic on it anywhere, apart from a little fly screen up at the front there, but that is an add-on extra. I'm sure you've recognised it is Honda's Hornet, the 900cc Hornet with a 1998 Fireblade engine down there. Now this is a 2002 bike, but naked bikes aren't a new thing. They've been around a long time and there's lots to choose from. For example, Honda's CB1000, or the big one as it often gets referred to, has been around since 1996, when it would have cost you a hefty £8,500. It's a bike which both looks and feels big. The width of the seat combined with its height of 810mm means this bike won't suit riders with short legs. The 16-valve water-cooled 4-cylinder motor kicks out 96 brake horsepower, and that takes the big one to a claimed top speed of around 130 miles an hour. Slightly faster though is Suzuki's 1200 Bandit, chosen steed of many a stunt rider and wheelie merchant for its powerful 1157cc oil and air-cooled motor, which is derived from Suzuki's GSX-R range. The 1200 version was launched in January of 1996, following on from the success of their 600 Bandit, which had been launched 1 year earlier. 100 bhp is the claimed power of this motor, and that could see you topping 140 miles an hour if you can hang on. If not, then you could go for the S version, which has a half fairing. Bigger still, at least as far as the motor's concerned, is Yamaha's XJR 1300. Launched in 1998, this uses a 4-cylinder air-cooled motor which is based on their trusty FJR 1200, and there's still plenty of those knocking about with huge mileages, so longevity of life shouldn't be a problem. At 230 kilos, the XJR is no lightweight, so it's not the sort of bike for thrashing around the country lanes. It's big, it's brash, and it has the same brakes as an R1. You'll certainly get noticed on one of these. Every so often, a bike is launched that prompts the question, what's the point? Such was the case in 1999 with Honda's X11. It's basically a naked Blackbird. It's capable though of doing 2.5 times the national speed limit, but there's absolutely no protection from the wind and weather. So what is the point? The X11 has never sold in huge numbers, but it has a small, dedicated following from riders who like to have huge amounts of power at their disposal, combined with the unquestionable build quality of a Honda. One of the biggest and arguably best looking naked muscle bikes around today is Suzuki's GSX 1400. Like the Bandit, the motor is derived from the GSX-R range. It kicks out 106 brake horsepower and produces 93 foot-pounds of torque, which is a third more than a 1200 Bandit. Although retro in appearance, it can boast fuel injection, fully adjustable suspension, 6-pot calipers and big beefy 46mm fork stanchions, which have all helped to make Suzuki's big bruiser popular with those looking for a high-tech muscle bike. Fancy something slightly smaller, then how about Triumph's T509 Speed Triple? First released back in 1997, it uses their famed triple-cylinder engine with a sophisticated digital fuel injection system. It's a distinctive looking bike with its bug-eyed twin headlamps, oval tube frame and single-sided swing arm, which it shares with the Daytona. In 1998, it was fitted with the 955i motor, again lifted straight from Triumph's Daytona. Power is claimed to be around 108 bhp. Smaller still, and perhaps more affordable, certainly in insurance terms, is Ducati's 600cc Monster Dark. So called because of its matte black finish, not everybody's favourite colour, but it does have distinctive Italian looks with the open trellis style frame and of course the much loved 90-degree V-twin motor, which develops a modest 50 brake horsepower. First introduced in 1997, the Monster Dart would have set you back £4,700. You could buy a used one of these now for much less than half of that. If you're a V-twin fan, then take a look at Cagiva's 650 Raptor, a combination of Italian flair and Japanese engineering, mixed with a few quirky styling features. The motor may be badged as Cagiva, but the V-twin unit is most definitely Suzuki. They also use a Sachs monoshock at the rear and Brembo calipers up front. At 180 kilos, it's ideal for hustling around the country lanes, and you'd be unlucky to park up next to another one at the local bikers meet. So if you fancy going naked, then there's absolutely loads to choose from. Big, powerful and in your face, or small, manageable and stylish. Naked bikes are definitely here to stay.